What's going on, guys, and welcome back to WWE Network and Show, where I, Graham GSM Matthews, break down all the original content I watch on the WWE Network and on Peacock. And today we're talking the September 11, 2023 edition of Raw Talk. Kicking off the show, Megan Morant, Matt Cam talking about the return of Nia fucking Jax, who resurfaced at the end of Raw on Monday night, attacking Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez, costing Raquel the Women's World Championship opportunity. Rhea retains. Nia attacks her anyway afterwards, so she's not aligned with either woman. But the fact that Nia fucking Jax is back, I don't even have the words. In a way, it is a fitting conclusion to the Vince McMahon era of WWE. If you didn't see it today, the deal closed between WWE and UFC, Endeavor, TKO, now the official owner of WWE. Last night was the last McMahon-run Raw. I mean, they're still going to be running Raw. Triple H, Vince, and part of, in charge of creative and whatever. But as far as like the be-all, end-all of WWE, who's really in charge of the overall company, it's TKO. Not TK, not Tony Khan, but TKO, rather, the company. A fitting conclusion to the McMahon-owned era of WWE, with Nia Jax returning at the end of Raw. I'll have a lot more to say about it on WrestleRant Radio on Thursday, but I was not impressed. But they talk about that to open up the episode here, because it was probably it was the biggest thing coming out of that show, which isn't really saying much. It wasn't really a great show to begin with. Kind of felt like they just kind of phoned it in for their first episode opposite of Monday Night Football, which is not a great sign of things to come for the remainder of the football season. They've had a pretty good product lately. I don't hate Raw. I enjoy Raw more than most. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's a great show weekly, but I can at least tolerate Raw. There's stuff on Raw I like. There's still stuff on Raw I like. It just didn't really feel like a great show on Monday. Anyway, so Matt Cam talks about Nia Jax's experience, and they recap the main event between Raquel and Rhea, complete with Nia Jax's return. In addition to running down the other bigger headlines from Monday's show, which again were far and few between, it wasn't really the most newsworthy Raw in recent memory. But they do recap the Miz's win over Tozawa, rebounding following his loss to Tozawa a couple of weeks back on Raw, thanks to LA Knight. We hear from Miz backstage with Byron Saxton, and Miz says that it wasn't a rebound victory. And he's sick of hearing about LA Knight. He's sick of hearing the fucking yeah chants and everything else. He promises to beat him once and for all on SmackDown coming up on Friday. In the studio, Megan and Matt hype up the match for Friday's SmackDown between Miz and LA Knight, the Payback rematch, which should mark the end of the rivalry. It really should have ended a Payback. But they're doing one more match, have LA Knight win, do not have him lose and do 50-50 booking bullshit. No, have LA Knight win and move the fuck on. Matt Cam says that Miz needs to prove he's still the man with that win. That's what he's looking to prove with this match. He's already a two-time Grand Slam champion. He's done it all, headline WrestleMania, but he has yet to beat LA Knight, and that's what he wants to prove on Friday's SmackDown. They replay the Gunther Intercontinental Championship celebration being interrupted by Alpha Academy and Tommaso Ciampa before recapping the six-man tag team match with Alpha Academy and Ciampa beating Imperium in six-man tag team action. We hear from Alpha Academy backstage, and not Ciampa, just Alpha Academy, Chad, Otis, and Maxine Dupree. Chad says that he meant every word of what he said out there during the celebration part itself. And it was basically the promo he cut on WWE.com, their YouTube channel, about a week ago, a great .com exclusive video with Chad still reeling from the loss, not acting dejected, but rather motivated. That Gunther took pride and joy in making Gable's daughter cry during the match, and then he wants revenge, and he's going to take that friggin' title and all this other sort of stuff. He basically said the exact same thing in a promo on Raw on Monday night, which was great. I thought they really should have just replayed that promo, but having him say the same thing on the show itself was also effective. And he said that the best part of the match for him on Monday was staring down Gunther when his teammate tapped out during that match. And Otis says that it's now 2-1 for Alpha Academy, which I'm not sure if that's accurate. They're including the countout win and then this win here. But then there's been plenty of tag matches where I think they've won or they've lost, rather. Gunther also beat Gable in that non-title match before SummerSlam, and he beat him to retain the title last week. So I don't think 2-1, 2-2-1 for Alpha is exactly accurate as far as the record goes. But Maxine says they're celebrating, and Chad says ribeyes, and that was about it. Back in the studio, they replay the tag team match, which was Owens and Jey Uso losing to Judgment Day. Matt Camp recalls Owens and Zayn, Owens and Zayn, but Owens and Jey Uso being on opposite sides of the WrestleMania main event just 5 months ago, and now they're on the same page, as Uso accidentally attacking, or rather super kicking Owens during the match, costing them the win. Owens clearly not trusting Jey Uso there. They recapped the Drew McIntyre-Xavier Woods match, which was great stuff. And I don't know if this is true because the source is iffy. It was said that I think Nick Aldis actually produced that match. I thought Nick Aldis' stint in WWE as a producer was over. I thought it was like a couple weeks long. Not that they weren't bringing him back, but I thought it was a quick trial run. If that is true and he was backstage and he produced that match, then kudos to him because it was the best part of Raw. As far as the in-ring stuff goes, but it was the best part of Raw, period. We hear from Drew backstage with Byron Saxton, and Drew says that this isn't the forum for him to really exactly explain everything going on with him right now, but there's a lot of wrongs that needed to be righted. And it's not the same Raw as before, he said, back when he was WWE Champion a few years ago running the show. It's not the same Raw. There's a lot more chaos. There's people he's got to take care of. He did not enjoy, he said, what he did to Woods on Monday, but he will enjoy what he's going to do to Jey Uso when they go one-on-one next Monday night on the show. To close out the show here, they replay the Seth Rollins and Nakamura segment, leading to Ricochet and Nakamura, the rematch next week, and they hype up that match for next Monday's Raw. And then they plug Seth Rollins, Ricochet, and Samantha Irvin for the bump coming up on Wednesday. Pretty decent stuff here on Raw Talk. The Alpha Academy stuff was fun. Good promo from them. Clearly a mission statement from Chad that he's going back after Gunther, which I'm glad to see. I don't know if it's imminent. I don't know if it's going to be down the road. But we are getting that rematch at some point, as we should, and he should be absolutely the one to beat Gunther for that Intercontinental Championship. The Miz promo was good, aggressive. He's not winning Friday. He shouldn't win Friday, but it was what it needed to be. And the McIntyre promo was also great, actually, in furthering that character development with him. And the heel turn's clearly coming. It's just more a matter of when than if. Thank you guys for checking out my review of this edition of Raw Talk from September 11th, 2023. Be sure to like the video, drop a comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more daily content, including hitting the bell button to be notified every time a new video goes up. Have an awesome one, folks. I'm Graham G.S. Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.